You either die the hero or see yourself become the villain. Seen too many dark nights and like the way you're living. It got me livid. The plot is vivid in the blast conditions. It's like you hopeless at the bar. Get a shot to giving. Neighbors not complicit. I can't blame them though. Remember as a youngin', I rep Detroit on my favorite coat. For around the hood, the kind that was only made for snow. Man's caught me slipping, he tripping over a radio. I was running track with the homies, I didn't know what to say because I thought he was joking. Behind his back he held a gauge, he decided to show me. In the midst of broad day, all out in the open. I was only 13, but it's relevant to today. Put a price on life, but negligent in their ways. Forget a slippery slope, it's a precipice that you face. And the president set the precedent, evident by your faith. For that green, living in every retail American dream. Kill it when you walking with a gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens. In the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
I can still remember Kwame, only thing that he taught me. City government's busted, causing a kamikaze. Crime waves like tsunamis, they say they serving that white. Chopping bricks like karate. What's the prices for your vices? The sacrifices that you lie with every night. And sold your soul to that rock, you Jimi Hendrix when your life ends. If you ask me, man, I couldn't do it. Unity and community barely move as a unit. Unless you talking in decimals, everybody will tune in. I never moved to that music, you never see me approve it. So sorry if I'm not to that standard, I'm goody two-shoes. Pay expenses at someone's expense. Some families fiends, so how are they making they rent? Placing a bet for the rush of some luck, but it was something more like Russian roulette, and it got me upset. Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the El Niño podcast. I'm Eladio Niño, and this is Real Everyday People. So I just want to send a big shout out, man, to everybody that's been showing love, man. I really appreciate you guys. This has been season 3. I've been rocking out, trying to bring you guys the best of guests from, different communities, from our community. Everybody sharing stories of, past, present, future, the good, the bad, the ugly. And, the whole concept of this platform being created was so that we can document the stories of, people from our community, and also to break down all the barriers and build the bridges, because, there's so many people who, discriminate, have racist issues, bias issues, discrimination issues. And, it's not until you actually hear somebody's story and know who they are and where they came from until you start to realize that, people aren't who you think they are. But today I have a special guest, man, a brother that I've been building with for many years, and very accomplished brother. And I'm really grateful to have known him. We done time together, and now we out here building together. And without no further ado, man, I want to introduce you guys to my man Vaughn Arrington.
Yes, man. I'm glad to be in the house.
My man.
If I don't break the mic first before we get to talking. But yeah, I'm glad to be here, man. The spot is fine. Even your clock has blue characters, man.
Yeah, everything's blue and black, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my color. That's my favorite color, bro. I grew up with it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I stay dressed in it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, man. It's nice. It's nice down here. It's nice to be able to come and kick it with you on this platform, but it's also nice of a place to do it at. It's real sharp down here, man. So thanks for having me. I'm
Thank
glad
you,
to be
man.
on here,
No
man.
doubt, man. I appreciate you coming. I'm glad that you like the place. Everything that I do in life, especially here at my home and in my studio, every piece that I invest is just a piece of me. You know what I'm saying? When you look around, everything, is a reflection of who I am, my interests, things that I like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So many people, when they come to the studio, they be so amazed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that makes me feel good, bro, because I always want people to come here, feel loved, feel safe, feel welcomed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got the
Yeah.
hell of a snack bar going. you
Snack
know
bar
what I
off the
mean?
hook, bro. You know what it reminds me of, bro?
What's that?
Remember when we were locked up? You used to want to have all of the snacks, man, just to make your time a little bit better, bro. You have every. This is like. This is heaven over here in the corner, bro.
Yeah, for all the days I couldn't get store or I missed
Yeah.
a secure pack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting back at it now,
You-
bro.
you
You know what I'm saying? I'm
winning.
stocked up. I got all the colors, all the
Bro,
flavors.
you are winning.
What you
bro.
want? Chocolate, chewy, hard candy? What you want?
Cherry
You know what I'm
7-Up
I
on
got
deck.
ice cream, cherry 7-Up, whatever
Yes,
you
sir.
want.
Yes,
What?
sir. But you ain't had that Icelandic water though, bro. I had to pull up with that for you though.
No doubt about it, man. I was
Yes,
like,
man.
okay, then, like this shit really from Iceland. You know what I mean? And
It's
it
pretty
tastes
good.
very clean water, man,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes, man.
So me and Vaughn, we were at Chippewa. We was upstate together doing
Yeah.
time. Good brother, man. We used to build, in there, and that was some years ago, man. And
It's
coming
been quite a
home,
while.
you and I had crossed paths. And you helped me get through my first semester of college, bro. When I came home, I just wanted to stay on the right track. I wanted to make all the right decisions, and you really helped me get through that, that part of my journey of coming home, that transition. And I really wasn't prepared, bro, for what college had to offer as far as just the process of things. When I was in prison, I was very studious. I was always reading, always facilitating self-help, life skills curriculum, and so I was really accustomed to taking notes, reading, and just being familiar with studying and stuff like that. But when I came home, like everything was just like technology. It was
Digitized,
very,
man.
very time consuming, lots of energy, bro. Like I was getting off work and then going straight to college, and I was like exhausted, bro. Like I really wasn't mentally prepared for that, So, I made it through the first semester, bro. But I just really got busy with life, with my job. I was evolving so much, even without, having, a bachelor's degree or anything like that. Like, I'm, just recently transitioned from youth department to adult services. So, that's something that I really enjoy doing because I get to do a lot of outreach work, and I love to network with people, and I love to help people, and I love to just build with people, get to know people, like, everybody. I've been like just building bridges with everybody, and, being a part of Ceasefire now, like that's really helped me bridge the gap between the east side of Detroit, west side of Detroit. DHDC, we're trying to expand our services downtown to River Rouge, Ecorse, Lincoln Park. You know what I mean? Like,
So DHCC, that's where you transition from youth services to adult services.
yeah. So now I work with returning citizens. We run a
that's
tattoo
cool, that's
removal
cool.
program. We hold healing circles for men. So if any of you guys are out there and you would be interested in being a part of a men's talking circle or healing circle, please reach out to me. We'll be doing them probably once a month, and it just creates a space, to have a conversation with men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not just necessarily men who've been to prison, but whatever men are going through out here. Like a lot of people, they don't confide in people. It's hard to trust anybody or have anybody to confide in and talk about your stress and your
Common
trauma
issue,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to create that space, to be able to have those conversations and start the healing process, man. Because there's so many, men, women, and children from our community who are just living with so much trauma and carrying all this baggage of trauma and resentment and frustration and hate. And like they say, man, hurt people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I
Real
mean?
talk, bro. Real talk.
And I really love being a part of the Ceasefire team, bro, because we're really frontlining for everything, bro.
Dude, that's the. Let me just tell you, that's the reason why I was so happy to see you the other day downtown. Is because it's just good to see you, for sure. But The fact is, man, the police are there to confront issues. They are downtown to stop um, violence or anything that's out of the way. They're there to stop it. But a lot of times the community isn't there to support or really see what's going on and handle things that are happening within us. We're not there, but you are. You were there, and that made me proud just to see the community itself coming out to stop things that doesn't involve handcuffs, or guns or any more police on citizen violence. Like, not that we have a big issue with that in Detroit, because we don't, but still, what, these problems can be handled in the community by the community. So to see you there, I was proud also because of that, man. So I love to see you in that space of helping to resolve the different traumas that we have and stepping up to connect with people that really don't have nobody to connect to, and they hurt, so they hurting other people, and you there to stop it, man. I love it, bro.
It's just one of the things that I learned about myself when I was growing and going through all these transitions, is just that so many people felt like they didn't really have other options, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I thought that what I was what I was always going to be for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? And I didn't really feel like I had a whole lot of options, And, once I started to discover myself and willpower and, they got that Romans 12:2, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Like, I had repeated it for years before I actually fully comprehended it and then really knew how to actually utilize it and apply it in my everyday living. And once I started to tap in with myself, and I realized that I have the power and the ability to change the direction of my life and make life what I want it to be. The same way I chose to be in a gang, the same way I chose to sell drugs, the same way I chose to be in the streets. And, I also had that freedom to choose a different path for myself, you know what I mean? But I had to get rid of all the old baggage, And there's so many people today. You got a lot of good people from our community, but sometimes they be worried about what other people think of them. They're going to think I'm soft. They going to think I switched up or I sold out or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so many people from the community always want to live up to somebody else's standards and expectations, you know what I'm saying? But it's important for you to take a look and tap into your own morality and your own value system, because sometimes you may have higher standards than most other people do, but it's unfortunate because so many people dumb themselves down,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Just to fit in the circles, And I used to see that shit a lot in prison, because I used to be able to pinpoint, like, man, this guy, he's intelligent, he's smart, you know what I'm saying? He's educated, he was raised well, but he dumbs himself down just so he can, survive, amongst circles, you know what I mean? But I'm like, if anything, you should be the leader, you know?
Yeah, that happens out here too, man, with a lot of the kids. I mean, I'm glad that you was mentoring on the youth tip with the teens, man, because you see it a lot. There's a lot of kids that have way more than what the community is trying to pull from them. And because these different things that aren't so popular, they don't make you cool, because these things are, they're of another sort of popularity that isn't cool. It isn't regarded as the cool thing. They get lost.
You get lost in the sauce, bro. Just like, when I joined the gang, bro, I didn't really join the gang because I wanted to go and hurt somebody or do something to somebody. I just joined it because that was part of, my commitment. That was my extended family. This was my neighborhood, And then, once my house got shot up, once I got jumped, once I got, just things started happening, how they said eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So I started to match that energy, you know what I'm saying? And, and then people would look and say, hey, he's a pretty bad guy, you know what I'm saying? Because he's into these things. And it was just like, I let people set the standards on how we're gonna do. If you're gonna be cool, we're gonna be cool. If you want to beef, I'm gonna beef. You know what I mean? But now I'm just like so far beyond that. You know what I mean? Where now I set the pace, I set the standard. You know what I'm saying? Because you might have a higher morale for life, for freedom. You know what I'm saying? And then the skills that we have. Teaching myself effective communication skills, bro.
Sir. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Critical thinking skills. That shit really, when you start to study that shit for years, you know what I'm saying? And then you start to crave change. Like, bro, I had outgrown prison, like to the point where I just felt so out of place in there. You know what I'm saying? I used to crave freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I craved growth. I craved change. I wanted a different life for myself, bro. And I didn't wait till I got home to start to put that in motion, bro. I started in there. You know what I mean? And when I came home, it just made things easier because I already had my mind made up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful, man, to start that change there. That's one of the things I think happened with both of us, man, is, you know, you can't come home and be a new person. You know, you got to be the person that you are wherever you're at. You know, and so that transition happened for me inside too, man, of just recognizing the value that you have, you know, and what you could bring to any relationship or any community, any environment. Being able to see yourself, you know, it's a beautiful thing to do. But when you get home, man, that gets activated because the opportunities to utilize those parts of yourself that you couldn't are there. When I got home, man, I couldn't. Do you know I didn't sleep, Eladio, until 3 days, man, like had passed. I went to Marygrove College, and I saw the computer, because there weren't any. If you had a computer when I went to prison, you were balling, man. Computers were not popular. That was 1997 when I got locked up. I was 16 for 2 days, and when I came home, it was 2007. And man, I saw that computer and saw what it could do, and that I can like Google something and see what's going on in China. My mind was blown. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I was on the computer for 3 days. I went to my classes and got out and went to the computer lab like, oh my God. You know, because again, you get the opportunity to, all that growth that you had been through and you felt like you outgrew the prison. Now it's time to do all of the stuff that is there that you couldn't use, you know. And man, so I understand, bro. I was on fire to do stuff when I got home. I couldn't sleep, and then I wanted all the opportunities that I could take, everything that I could do. I took advantage of it, man. And still, it's like that.
Man, listen, bro. I slept so good when I got home, dog. I was sleeping good. I'm talking about, it was crazy. Every time I jumped in the car with somebody, I was nodded out. Bro.
Why were you sleeping so
I
much?
don't know. Like, I
What was
don't
that
know.
about?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I was exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I got in the car, I mean, we ain't used to being in a car, at least
Right.
for me. Every time I jumped in the car and went anywhere, bro, boop, I was knocked out, snoring and everything, bro. Everybody's like, what's up with you, bro? Like, it literally looked like a motherfucker's on drugs or something, dog. Nigga just nodding out. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm like a baby. You put me in a car and I just knock out. You know what I mean? But
When you woke up, you was on it though, bro. You was on
Uh-huh.
fire. When I ran into you when you was home, man, like when you first came home, I remember a lot of your conversation, the way you sounded like a nervous ball of energy. Like you had drank Red Bull and you were just trying to figure out what to do. Like that's how you were, bro, constantly. And I admire that, man, because you again, like that energy, you know, and that opportunity to do all of the stuff that you yearned to do while you were in. All of that stuff was trying to escape. It was trying to get out of you, man. And you put it in the right places. Being in college and focusing our energy there, that was the right place to do it at.
you know, getting my job, bro, I think I was like 90 days out when I got my job. I had went to the DHDC to get my gang tattoos removed. Had a couple conversations with some staff members. Talked to the supervisor at the time, Rosie Guerrero. She was a supervisor for the youth department. Shared my story with her. And Monica Alvarado, they ended up getting me a job interview with Angie Reyes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angie. You know, they gave me a second chance, bro. I shared my story with them. You know, they didn't judge me, you know what I'm saying? And they gave me a second chance. And I've been building my life at the DHTC since then, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, bro. Like, I've really built a life on that. And it kept me busy, kept me idle. You know, and everything, like all the skills that I had that I used to gang bang, and you know, since I was young, I always been in a leadership position, but it was always because not only did I have good communication skills, I had diverse communication skills, and you know, I was able to go everywhere that everybody either wasn't going or wasn't allowed to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And You know, I tell guys all the time, gang members, drug dealers, like, you guys possess skills, that are valuable. It's just you got to apply it to the right lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are out here running it up, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, you know what I'm saying, you're going to lose it, one form or another, whether it be to death or whether you go to prison or whatever the situation may be. And in 1 minute, bro, you could be hustling for 10 years and the feds can come take everything, bro, in one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now it's like everything that I have is mine. I earned it all the right way.
Right.
Can't nobody come take nothing from
Yes.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Good stuff, bro.
Yeah, my dog.
Good stuff, bro. Yeah.
So tell everybody, bro, like, what is it that you do? Tell them about, your business and, everything you got going on.
Yeah, a lot, bro. A lot. So I'm 40 years old now. I just turned 40. We're in July. No, not just. That was 9 months ago.
Went quick, didn't it?
Yeah,
you about
man.
to be 41,
Woo,
dog.
yes, October's coming, man. But I don't feel anything like it, man. I feel so energized, man, and just like at the beginnings of my career, for real, man. And my career is much like yours, Niño. It's being able to support and help young people and adults too that just don't know the steps to take to get to where they need to go. And it's also to communicate resources to individuals that don't know where to go. And that's what my business is based on. My partner and I, Sarah Collard, we run a company called Human Flyers. And Human Flyers is known for grassroots communication, door-to-door communications, knocking on doors, engaging people. We might be at events that you're at, and we're talking to you about Detroit public schools. We're talking to you about access to water. We might talk to you about your dental health. We'll talk to you about a lot of different things, but it's all around bringing up community health. How do we talk to people that are in these different spaces that need the support? And so that's what Human Flyers is, and we employ a lot of young people. Each year we're at Mumford High School, and we are recruiting students from there. We recruit students from all over the city, though, but Mumford is a base for us, and now Marygrove is the base for us, and it's a full circle, man. Me and my best friend Sarah and I, we're extremely proud. I'm rocking my Marygrove shirt today too, bro. That's where I graduated from. That's where I went when I got home, and it's a full circle, man, to be back at the Grove. That's where Human Flyers was born at. And Human Flyers is what sustains me daily. That's my source of income. That's where I put my passion. I love the work that I do. I love the people that I get to work with. I love the youth that get to work with us. And
so what kind of clientele do you target? Do people find you? Do you find them?
A little bit of both, but mostly them finding me. Us working with the mayor of Detroit and helping him to get elected on his first run, that made us really popular. And so after that, folks come looking for us to help them to get the word out about different things, whether it's a political candidate or whether it's a nonprofit that need to share the resources with the community, or if it's something like a governmental department that needs to spread a word about the services that the city is offering. Those are the folks that I will work with. Large corporations or government departments that need to tell the Detroit residents a thing or two. I'm the one you would tell, because I will penetrate Detroit with, we could be 10 deep or we could be 100, 200, 300 deep. It just depends on what we're doing. But we're going to come through the neighborhoods and talk to you. So if you live in Detroit, we have been on your porch a few times. Anywhere in the city. We have knocked every single door. I'm pretty confident saying we've knocked, I would say 90, 80% of Detroit's doors, we've knocked on them, if not all.
What would you say are the best ways of promotion? I mean, we talk about flyers. We hand out flyers. Is there a certain businesses or locations that you target, or is it depending on what it is that you're flyering for? Like utilizing the internet is also another way to promote. Like, me being an outreach worker, I'm always, passing out flyers pertaining to, adult services that we provide at DHDC. Ceasefire, we have many different services there as well, helping, active gang members, retired gang members, returning citizens, stuff like that. And it just seems like for some reason, like, so many people lack the information, though. You know what I mean? Like, the community, like, when I started working at DHDC, bro, like, I'm telling all my family, they're seeing all my videos that I'm making on Facebook and this, that, and the other. And they're like, man, I've lived here my whole life, and I never knew that you guys had after-school programs, summer program, ESL classes, GED classes, and then robotics programming, and just, like, adult services, just all these things that we provide. And it's like, I don't know if people just don't care or they just don't pay attention or what, but I mean, ever since I've been working there, bro, I got like 10 cousins. They're all signed up in programs, and, and I've been able to, especially during the pandemic, like, we were giving back to the community like crazy. We were passing out diapers, we were passing out food, we were passing out funds, you know what I'm saying? And, a lot of my family, they were able to come and get help as well, bro, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just about what more can I do to get to inform the community and the people.
Yeah, I want to tell you, man, it's people live in silos. Just think about it. You get up, you go to work, and you come back home and you knock out, right? You just told us about you falling asleep all the time. You get your work done, you do what you got to do, see your girl, you go to bed. I mean, this is your circle. This is what you got going on, and that's everybody else. And so they don't know what's around them unless they're told, And so what I would say is the best way to communicate resources or to get people to discover something is to generate a buzz around it. And that buzz, it doesn't necessarily come from a flyer. Because we all know, man, what do you do when you get a flyer put on your door? Like, it's kind of the trash. Like, oh, somebody put this here for me to throw it away. No, we put it there for you to read. But that's not what people do. And so Human Flyers, the name includes the word flyers, but that's not what we do to get the word out. We are the flyer. And so we will tell individuals. That's why community penetration is so important, man. Talking to people one-on-one and letting them know in the way that you do. Letting them know that it's there, but you got to get to them one-on-one, word of mouth. And then people would become aware.
I've really been blessed to have the opportunities, with Ceasefire. We've been attending, like, all the marches, all the Stop the Gun Violence marches, all the rallies for gun prevention, gun violence prevention. And I've been asked to speak at many of these engagements, and I really enjoy it because I feel like, I'm able to share my experiences and help other people, you know what I'm saying, kind of figure out, some direction. And then, like, I tell people all the time, like, when we were in prison, there was guys who just used to read books all the time, and they were very intelligent, but it was crazy because people knew more about others than they knew about themselves. And I said, listen, take time. I said, we are all books. I'm a book, you're a book. We have many chapters, you know what I'm saying? And you still writing the life, your life.
That's right.
And and when you look at the Bible is full of people who are sharing stories about events that occurred in their life and how God and how Jesus, you know what I'm saying, played a part in their life, and even the devil, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I these are testimonies, these are stories that need to be told, just like people get inspired by reading the Quran and reading the Bible. Us too, documentation of our stories and our testimonies and things we've been through.
Like you're doing right now.
Yeah. And God works in mysterious ways. He'll pull you through the trenches, you know what I'm saying, and put you through all that. And you just got to keep your faith, stay strong, stay solid, learn from everything, and then pour into your people, pour into your community. You know what I'm saying? Pour of yourself.
Yeah, it's funny, Niño. It's funny that the folks that are designed to do the work are prohibited from doing the work. When you look at the law, that's interesting, man. When I was studying social work at Marygrove, I was told You know, you going after this degree, you looking to work with young people, but you can't work with vulnerable populations, you know, because I had a violent crime, carjacking, armed robbery. And so they say, you know, because of this, you're not allowed to talk to or engage populations that are vulnerable, elderly, young people. But we're fit to do the work the best. So it's interesting, man. And people are books, like you said. And to do the work that you're doing in this platform with this podcast is really interesting, man, because it can open the eyes of people if they were to watch it. Lawmakers, policy shapers, the folks that may say they aren't fit to do this. They should not be in this space. Well, if you just knew who they were, you would see they probably should. You know,
I've had a lot of, community politicians on my show. I've had Eva Torres, I've had Gabriela Santiago Romero, I've had Hector Santiago, David Sanchez. Like, I always want to have, diverse guests, you know what I'm saying? Because they all have stories too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, it's just nice to be able to have people who entrust in me, my podcast, the purpose and its mission. You know what I'm saying? And, because a lot of people be like, well, what does a District 6 manager do?
Right.
What are these people? What do they do? Like, does my vote matter? Does it even, does what I have to say or think, even matter? Because I used to feel that way too. Like, vote for what? Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm like, now that I know I can
We
vote.
need to vote.
I voted, a year or two ago for the first time ever, and it felt really good because being a felon, I'm like, damn, I'll never be able to get to vote, And now, there's possibility, through all these expungement events that been going on, I'm hoping to get some of my felonies and my other minors, I was gonna say minor tickets.
Your what do you call them? Minor ticket.
I was gonna say my minor tickets. Hell no, I got pictures of
Oh
minors.
man, I forget what you call them though, but you're talking about the lesser offense than a felony that we receive when we do little stuff, traffic issues,
like little weed possessions and stuff like that.
misdemeanors.
Yeah, misdemeanors.
Yeah.
But because I honestly, bro, like, even though, I'm all for gun prevention and gun violence prevention and stuff like that, the reality of things, bro, I do wish I had my rights again to be able to bear arms, to be able to protect my home.
Yeah.
Because, the devil don't take no breaks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there dancing with the devil, man. And my heart goes out to all the families who have been suffering from the loss of children and loved ones, bro. Like, past couple months, bro. Just a couple weeks ago, I was at a funeral for an 11-year-old girl who was shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? Just last week, or just a couple of days ago, a 14-year-old girl was killed. You know what I'm saying? Another little teenager was playing with a gun.
Yeah.
And
11 years old, right?
Yeah, it's just seeing so many babies, so many kids getting killed, and it's like people just don't value life. They don't value freedom. Like, they just don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you expect, the government to do for you? What do you expect? How do you expect anybody else to care when you don't even care about yourself? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how do you impact and affect the masses of people and help try to cultivate for them to believe in something bigger, something more purposeful, something bigger than them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, coming from the streets, we just so accustomed to living for the day because tomorrow's never promised. You know what I'm saying? But life is what you make it, because every day successful people are living successfully. They think about the future. They plan for their future. They live for the future. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people from the community, they just don't think that way, bro.
No, I think that's where we come in at, man. And that's another part of my work, So Human Flyers is cool and it's great. And I love all the work that we do. But, I have a deeper passion than what we do on community engagement in respect to resources that are out there. I think the biggest resource, man, you just kind of alluded to it. The biggest resource that you have is yourself, and really getting to know yourself, reading the book that is you. I think that's elemental to success, and success that is of divination, man, being able to connect yourself with God and being able to move in alignment with his strengths and what he has for you. that's important to do, and that's where my deeper passion is, man. So I got this workshop that I've been messing around with for the past about 8 years, man, 9 years, and COVID kind of messed that up. You know, we couldn't do a lot of stuff like that, you know, be in front of a classroom and executing programs and workshops. But this one, Niño, is called life planning. And what we do is we deal with the goals of a person, and then we deal with what are the barriers to the goal, and then what are the tasks that need to be performed in order to get to the goal. What's the objective of the goal? What are you really trying to get done? And then who's a good partner? Like if you want to go to college, who do you know that has graduated? That person is a good partner for this particular goal. You want to have a healthy relationship with your woman. Well, who has a successful marriage? That's a good partner to the goal. You know, and then a timeline to get to that goal. Because everything that you ever want to accomplish, it should have a marked date on when you're going to be able to get it done. You know, you should have something to reach for in a matter of a time frame. So that workshop, I think, satisfies what you're speaking to, man, of being able to get the community to see in themselves what they really want to be, you know that it's there, and they just need a little bit of guidance to get there, you know.
You know, it's about really being around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get rich hanging out with a bunch of poor people. You know what I'm saying? Broke, unproductive people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was in prison, I did every self-help class that you can think of. And, you know, that was one of the things that they always talked about was, if you have a problem and you want to resolve the issue and you need some good advice, you don't turn to your homeboy who's a hothead and his answer to everything is violence.
Yeah.
Fight him, blow his shit out, shoot him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not the guy I want to go to ask for advice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to talk to somebody who can contribute, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
to the solution, you know, and you know, has your best interests at heart. And, you know, it's very mindful because you can go ask the wrong person for advice and your whole day, you know, can turn out bad and some.
Or your life could turn out bad.
One bad decision,
Right.
or some bad advice somebody gave you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's about being around the right people. And a lot of people don't have that. You know, they don't got a Niño or a
This
Vaughn in their
guy,
life.
literally, Brian, this guy literally sat in my college classes with me, bro. Like, he came in, we spoke to the professor. He's like, listen, he just got out of prison. He don't really know how to do nothing, so I'm here with him. And I was like, damn, bro, like, he did that multiple times. He came and sat in class with me in college, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, bro.
You know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
being able to do it, man. I love that we are able to help one another, man, that we're in a position to do it. You know, how many people in there that are still, just the other day, bro, I was talking to Hardman. I don't know if you remember him, but James Hardman, I was just talking to him on the phone, man. We don't know when he's coming home. You know, one of the most brilliant minds that I have ever interfaced. He is projected to never be released. So it's good to be able to help you out. It's good, man. And then it's good to step in the way of people who are heading there if we don't go and help them out. You know, I got a young man that lives with me now, man, my little brother Devontae. You know, I don't know where some of the young fellas that I work with, that I mentor or just connect with, I don't know how things would be for them if we weren't in a space, you know, the mental space to be able to jump in and redirect them. It's important, man, for us to do what we're doing.
Bro. They would be in prison. They would be part of the problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, sometimes it just really gets discouraging because, you know, every day, bro, you turn on the news, you see some mass murder shit, some killing, and it's
disheartening,
a lot of
man.
time, a lot of young people, and, you know, every day we feel like it's our duty and obligation to make a difference, to help change lives, to help save lives, to help make positive impact in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Then you turn on the news and a 14-year-old girl just gets killed, and it's like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just feel overwhelmed with frustration because it's like, you know, is it working? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
It means to me, when I hear stuff like that, it's not enough of us, and that's one that I missed. You know, like I feel like we need an army of us, man, of change agents, because it's not enough people that's stepping in the gap. There's so many gaps in the community. You know, I was thinking about this, man. A long time ago, man, I was told about this incident in Africa where these elephants were taken away from this country. The adult elephants, they were like the male adults, like the fathers. They were all taken out, and like months later, there were all these murders of different animals, man, like monkeys, different cats, wild big cats, leopards. They were all just being murdered in the middle of the night. And they set up some cameras. These scientists set up some cameras trying to figure out what was going on. Guess who it was that was doing the murders? Just guess. Nope. The young males. The young males were just in the middle of the night killing for no reason. You know, and that speaks to something, man. That speaks to something. There's no leadership and there's no model to follow. And so what happens is they start to look for how to be strong and be a leader of their own facilities, and they don't really have any. So they make some terrible decisions trying to be powerful and be strong. And that's what I think happens a lot of times in the community. We need to get in there to be the leaders, to show them. And unfortunately, in a lot of the cases, man, and shout out to Sherelle at Pure Heart, you know, there's these missing fathers, man, and missing mothers too, that aren't really there, even though they might even be there physically. They're not there all the time, and so they can't give the leadership that's needed to put these young folks to where they need to be. And so we have an 11-year-old playing with a gun and kill a 14-year-old girl. We have these incidents where a 14-year-old boy is locked up with a life sentence. You have all these different situations because there needs to be a little bit more mentorship and leadership in those gaps.
It's just too many of the boys in our community have a misinterpretation of what being a man is. And then when you ain't surrounded or you don't have any positive, influential male figures in your life, you know what I'm saying? You grow up and, you know, everybody's in a gang, or everybody's selling drugs, or everybody's using drugs, or everybody's an alcoholic, or they practice domestic violence, or, you know, they're just angry and violent people. Like, you know, of course you're going to think that, okay, this is what a man does. He doesn't express his feelings. He's always angry. He wants control. He has to settle his differences with violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a lot of kids really think that a man is. And that even myself, that's what I thought. You know
Me
what
too.
I'm saying?
I thought that too, man.
And, you know, so now now that I really learned, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, the concept of life and family, friends, humanity, community, all that type of stuff, I try to be an example of that, you know what I'm saying? But we need more influential, positive brothers to take the high road, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the blind leading the blind today, bro.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah, I'm proud. Niño, I'm so proud of the work you do, bro. I can't even express it, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, I appreciate you, and I feel like this. I feel like, you know, leaders are great. I think leadership is awesome, man, to teach others to do what we do, you know, to lead the young people in the right direction. But I think we've kind of graduated, bro. I think that we're at a stage where we need to cultivate. We need to be training the trainers. You know, we need to start having men work with us and build them up, and young ladies build them up to be able to take on the responsibilities that we know are there and that need support that we're doing.
And that's what I was going to tell you, too, is that women now are becoming very violent, very aggressive. They're shooters, too, now, bro. Women.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, a lot of times a big part of that comes from women having to play both roles of, you know, father and mother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teaching sons how to be strong, and their interpretation of being strong is being violent. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because that was their fathers or mothers.
Right. Example.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just wish that they knew that, they can do better.
Yeah.
There's so much more to life than that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a space for us to be able to reel them in, man. I'm loving opportunities that are upcoming. We've been working with the sheriff, man, Ray Washington, and I love this guy, man. He's up for re-election now. We're working with him, and he has an open heart to get us in a position. When I say us, those who have previously been incarcerated, to get us in a position to be able to create programming and execute programming that will allow for the redirection of folks that would go to jail. That he wants us to step in and take over these situations to keep them out of jail. It's crazy having a sheriff that don't want to lock people up, man. It's bananas to know this guy.
And then it's like I've seen so much change, bro. I've
Yeah.
seen people, multiple people who had life bids on their
Yeah.
backs in their home now, living a good life,
Yeah.
got nice cars, trucks, house, married or single or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're living it up, bro. So, change is happening, change is coming, but, when you got guys who are just throwing rocks at prison or beating the doors in to get back in prison, it's not helping, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And, it can be frustrating. Tomorrow I'll be in Lansing all day with my, outreach team from DHDC. We're going there for a reentry convention.
Okay.
It's going to be an all-day thing.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
They picked me to actually facilitate the breakup groups in there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But this is like my third time going to Lansing and educating myself and just being a part of something that's bigger and better than me.
Yeah, that's nice,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? But I want to get back into the prisons, bro. I want to get
Yeah.
back. I want to go to the juvenile homes. I want to go back into prison, and I want to share my story, and I want brothers to know that anything is possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Life is what you make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know?
I like that you're going back to do that. And that's what I was just mentioning. And is training the trainers, showing people how to do this work. And I think we should have a conversation later on about the work we're going to be doing with Ray, because I think you serve an excellent place inside of all of that, man. But yeah, man, I'm on task with you on interrupting that cycle, and we need to train other folks to do the work that we do. So it's not just us, there needs to be a much larger group of us. When I came downtown and I saw y'all down there like 10 deep, it made me feel so good, bro, because it's often the case that I'm talking to a bunch of young boys. The other day, man, I got some guys coming down the block. It's getting dark. Why y'all young fellas got on masks coming down the alley, man? Why? What for? Like, why? Why are you doing this? And so I had to stop them and just tell them, man, listen, y'all deep, y'all young, y'all black, and y'all have masks on coming through the alley. What do you think is going to happen to you if the wrong person sees you who has done something wrong, and they're afraid because they think the person might be after them? And then here come you, and they got a pistol. Then what's going to happen? Or what's going to happen if the police see y'all this deep with these masks on? You think they're just going to drive past you? Let's think about this, And so what happens if I ain't there to stop these young fellas? Like, what kind of incidents happen when we're not there? And so that's been on my heart a lot lately, to get more people involved in the place where I am, to intervene. So I love you doing that.
Each one teach one, bro. But I tell people all the time, like, I respect everybody who goes through college, gets degrees, whether it's a bachelor degree or even a master's degree. I know a lot of people who are very educated and devoted a lot of their life, you know what I'm saying, to these degrees. And but I tell people all the time, no matter how much you study, how much you read, how many years you got invested, I am the curriculum. I am what you study. There's no better teacher than experience itself. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's why I make the impact that I make in people's lives is because I can relate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is not
Yeah, I
something
agree.
I studied,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's nothing to take anything away from anybody. But I just I experience is a number one teacher, bro.
Yeah.
And and what makes life worth living for me is to know that everything that I went through wasn't all for nothing, and it was because I learned from everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with you, man.
You got people who will go through that same struggle and live life with resentment for the rest of their life, hate at people, hate everything. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that shit is for. It's to build tolerance. It's to build intelligence. It's to build understanding.
Yes.
It's to build, endurance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's to build.
Yeah, that understanding piece, man. I love, and again, that this platform, you work in this podcast. I love the understanding that comes out of it. I remember, I won't say any names for this short story, but I remember I was with some people, man, some very powerful people, over the state of Michigan. Some people that were inside of work with the state, and I'm with these folks, man, and they said some really interesting things about people who have been incarcerated, returning citizens, and the things that they said were like, we need to steer clear of leadership of people who come from this sort of development. And little did they know, you standing next to somebody who spent 2 years in prison, and you're looking for advice from me. And and this platform does the same thing that happened that day. Is they knew me, but they didn't know my past. And so once they knew Vaughn was locked up for 10 years, because they always see me with a suit on, a tie on, and I'm always groomed, prime and proper. But I'm really a hood boy. I'm really from the hood, man. I ain't how I look all the time. And
Where you
so
grow
it's
up from, boy?
West Side, man. 6 Mile, Schaefer, Baby Bronx area, Finkel, Schaefer, Linwood, Davidson, Number Streets, West Side.
Yeah, you been all through there.
Yep.
I remember when I went to juvenile, bro. Them FMK boys, Fecal Mafia Killer.
Yeah.
Who else? Everybody was a dog. It was 7 Mile Dogs.
Right.
and
Yeah.
6
6 Mile Dogs.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man.
PA boys.
Yeah, P Rock, all of them. Yeah, them the gangs. Them the gangs from back in the day.
Yeah. That's when I used to go in the youth home. You had the Loco Boy Crips. You had Headbangers, Mad Dogs.
Yeah, HB. Yeah, I remember them
Yeah.
too.
I just went to a funeral about a month or two ago, bro. One of the top dogs for the Headbanger Bloods had passed away, man. It was over down Chalmers and Rosemary, bro. Was where they had the funeral at.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was very influential because that place was
It's packed.
packed inside and outside. It was like the Red Sea.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I went there. My ceasefire team were all there. The ceasefire team was handpicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no Mickey Mouse people in that group. Like, everybody, who was in there is respected in their own communities.
Yeah.
From the east side to the west side, and then I was picked to hold it down for Southwest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Good choice.
Yeah,
For sure.
No doubt about it, man.
Yeah, man. I respect it too, man. All the guys were real solid that I met that night, man. And I just appreciate the heart of them all. That everybody doesn't want to see any more violence. They don't want to see anybody hurt. They want to heal, man. And that's so uncommon, man. So it's beautiful to see it so prevalent that brothers are about therapy. Brothers are about having conversations. Brothers are about spirituality. To see that in the middle of downtown amongst all the things that we're dealing with right now is gorgeous, man. It's nothing like what I've been seeing lately.
And people really do have a lot of respect for us, bro. Like, they
Yeah.
come through, especially the young people. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you saw
they size
people
us up
stopping,
and
man.
Looking like,
Yeah.
people like ceasefire. They thought we put out fires and shit. I'm like, man, hell no.
Not the kind of fires that you might think.
Yeah.
But people were stopping when I was standing there talking to y'all, man, trying to see what was up, see what's going on, reading your shirts, wanting to talk, ask questions, take pictures. You know,
And
people are impressed by
a
it.
lot of people are combative with the police, towards the police. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So when we see that, we'll intervene, and right away they'll be like, all right, man, this all I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just out of respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
know?
I think it's beautiful, man. There was an incident not too long ago with an officer got into it with a guy, punching him. You know, it was all over social media, man. And it's good to see y'all there because that eliminates stuff like that may happen sometimes, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt about it, bro. Like, you know, we've dealt with some hostile people, but we've always been able to come with positive outcomes, though. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Especially it's hectic when you're dealing with people who are drunk, you know, under the influence of drugs and ego and all of that. And, you know, when you go downtown, bro, everybody's about feeding the flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
all about, you know, what you wearing, what you got on, what you look like. Everybody's sizing each other up. Everybody,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. You got guys walking up and down the street in Greektown with Dracos and ARs hanging on their necks and, you know, side pieces. And it's like, you know, I understand everybody has the right to bear arms, but it's like, you know, what kind of message are you putting out there to people? Because it really does make people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And then really, I feel like you make yourself a target. You know
yeah,
what
you
I'm
do.
saying?
You do.
You know, if somebody really did have a problem with you, you sitting around
Yeah.
running around with this shit on your neck.
You letting them know.
And, you know, a guy can, you know, they can work around that. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You became a target now. You know
Bro,
what
I
I'm
be
saying?
telling the little brothers, man, they get these pistols, and I got one, again, no names. I got one little brother. I tell him, man, you know, you got a pistol, you trying to protect yourself, that's cool. But everybody doesn't need to know that you got a pistol. Letting people know that is letting them know you need to shoot me as soon as we have an altercation. You need to hurry up and do it. That's the information that you're passing out when everybody knows you got a weapon. You know, that I'm gonna shoot, so you need to shoot me. And that's
Bro, I was in a barber shop and like everybody had guns on them. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, you know, what if somebody gets in an argument or you
Yeah.
know, just somebody's having a bad day?
what happens.
Like everybody's gonna get shot in this bitch, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's the Wild Wild West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I like, you know, I don't like guns and all that shit no more, just because you know I live that life. But like I said, I hope one day I can, you know, get my rights back, you know, to bear arms, just because I do believe that I have the right to protect my house and my family and stuff
Yeah,
like
you do.
that. But
Yeah.
it makes me feel like I need to be able to protect myself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? In a situation like that. But it's really not, because when everybody has guns, like it can't be good. You know what I mean?
It's a scary thing, man. I remember coming back, bro, being in the UK. You know, we were talking earlier about traveling.
Man,
and-
this guy been all over
Man,
the place.
but let me tell you some of the experiences though, bro. Like I was in the UK. I got to study at the University of Liverpool, and bro, when I was there, I made a lot of friendships, man. And I've been back to the UK. I can't even count. At least 7-9 times, man. I've been back and
Golly.
forth. I love the UK, bro. I do. I love Liverpool in particular. But once I was coming back, man, and it dawned on me that I'm going to a place that has, like the barbershop, like you saw, everybody has a weapon, right? There are no weapons. It's not legal to have a weapon. You can't have a gun. You know, so imagine like I'm around here for like 2-3 months, cause I would go and just stay as long as I could a lot of times, man. But when I came home this time, it dawned on me that I could be shot. You know, and there was no threat of it. See, like in the absence of something, you realize the presence of something else. That I had the presence of safety. I was safe. I could not be shot. How am I going to get shot? There's no weapons. And so when I was coming home, I'm just like, damn. And there's so many mistakes. There's so many incidents where somebody gets killed, man, on a mistake. And there's nothing being... I mean, you leave it to me, man. I would throw out all of the guns, bro. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, there would be no
I
guns,
just don't
man.
understand why people in the streets got access to military issue, fully automatic, 100-round drum. I'm talking about these are weapons of mass destruction, bro. These are weapons that, you go to war with. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are not weapons that we should be able to have access to in society. I understand a 12 gauge, I understand a hunting rifle, a shotgun, a pistol, but bro, these guys got shit that chop houses down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you look at crime scenes, bro, they're picking up 50 to 100 shells. You know what I'm saying? You think innocent people and kids and women and children ain't gonna get killed, bro? Like, you gotta think about that shit because the guys who are doing shoot, you guys got kids too.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that helped me transition into the person I am today is empathy, dog. Thinking of, putting yourself in other people's situations and imagining, what it would be like if that was you, if you were them, if you were in their situation,
Yeah.
And, like you said, bro, we just need more good, positive, solid leaders out here who are guiding their people, but people are bloodthirsty out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you think about back in the days when they used to build arenas for violence and everybody's just, kill them. Everybody's bloodthirsty, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you try to make a positive impact and try to help people see things differently and how to value life and family and freedom and, life in general that's so beautiful and so precious, bro.
Yeah, it's culture shifting, man. It's like I think it's reshaping in the educational institutions. I do. I think being in the schools and offering. I really want to do another class, man. I want to do a class on life skills, and I want that class to flourish throughout the district of Detroit Public Schools, man. But we can talk about what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean to be strong? What is love? What is healthy communication? How do you diffuse an altercation? How do you have a healthy altercation? I want to. I think it's culture shifting, man. I think we need to get in there and do some of that.
Your dog, man. That's right up my alley, bro. Like even the curriculum that I facilitate to the youth is called the Joven Noble. It means the noble youth, and this was a curriculum that I was trained by. His name is Jerry Theo. He's from they're from Cali, Northern Cali, and the name of their business is National Compadres Network. And everything they do is about culture, it's about spirituality, it's about growth, it's about maturity, it's about cultivating what is righteous, you know what I'm saying, in our youth. And, we talk about integrity, we talk about being the man of your word, and, the power of word, how words can create war, they can bring about peace, they can help people, they can hurt people. We talk about, being a person of integrity, we talk about what defines a man, we talk about respect for your community, for Mother Earth, for Father Sky, for self. Like we teach them as kids, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that these are conversations that we really need to start having in our communities, bro.
Yeah, we really do.
But it's just like they embrace the negative shit. They love the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you talk positive, it's like, yeah, okay, it sounds good, but it takes time, bro. Like I was taking all these classes, and it took time for me to first be able to comprehend it and then learn how to apply it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's placement. It's placement because it's a time to inject it into what's going on, and then there's a time to make a relationship where you can inject it. Because everything's about relationships, Niño. If you connect with a young person or you connect with whoever, man, that allows you the space to be able to do what you're talking about. And we got to know when and where to do each one.
One of these days, bro, I'm going to, when I have my next healing circle, bro, I'm going to send you an invitation. You know what I'm saying? I would love for you to come down to the DHDC and hold in the circle with me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'd love to,
we
bro.
Can build, man, and just have a conversation about, about life, about men, about integrity, being of your word, all that type of stuff, man. Even just, mannerisms, please, thank you, excuse me, simple things that, make you go the extra mile in life, man. A lot of the youth, they just don't even possess that anymore, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Just decency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to be able to restore that in our people because, you know, it's the people. It's the people who make the communities, who set the new standards and the expectations and, you know, the exceptions of things, you know. And like in our community, bro, they got speed bumps up every damn street now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was frustrated because I'm like, here it is. We need government to step in and put these things in our community because we don't know how to act. You know, because people don't know how to be safe. You don't go to the suburbs. People out there care about their kids and their pets. And, you know, they're not drag racing down the street, punching it 60 miles per hour.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying,
bro.
down the street. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, where do you get that mentality? Like, you got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And no, you need somebody to come in and step in and tell you how to live your life and correct your errors and things like that. Because you don't see all the speed bumps in the suburbs. Why? Because they respect their community. They respect their neighbors. They respect their streets. They respect safety. They respect rules. You know what I'm saying? In our community, we blow through red lights, yellow lights, stop signs. You know, we fly down the streets like, you know, we're crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we wildin',
And then
man.
you hit somebody, kill them, and then take off because you ain't got insurance or you know, you don't want to go to jail. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, we got to get to a more civilized mind state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's going to take me and you and others that are like-minded to create that.
Listen, man, tell everybody where they can find you at, man. And, you know, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah,
tap
man.
in with you, your human flyers.
Yeah, y'all can tap in with me at LionMan313. You know, spelling like a lion, you know, like the animal. LionMan 313. You could tap in with me there, and it's Vaughn Arrington on Facebook. But I want to give an encouraging word for anybody who's listening. You can make a difference. You know, you can be the person that steps up and gives the message of ethics, of morality, and higher level critical thinking to young people. And if you're in a position to do that, don't hesitate to do it. You see, we hungry out here for it. Please do.
No doubt about it, man. And I want to thank everybody that's been out there sharing, subscribing, supporting. I appreciate you guys. Everybody out there, man, you guys stay safe. You already know I'm always trying to be the best that I can. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, bring some hot guests with some good stories, you know, something to exchange experience and knowledge. But, you know, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And you guys have fun. Enjoy the summertime because October's right around the corner.
It is.
And before you know it, we're going to be making snow angels and snowmen again. You know?
Yeah, man. It's
But
coming.
I love life no matter what. It could thunderstorm right now and I'd be happy, you know what I'm saying?
We can go out there in it, and I'm
Ain't
with
no
it.
doubt about it, baby. But much love to y'all, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I